14 students received scholarships to pursue studies in Cuba. Grand Bay MP satisfied with constituency road rehabilitation and activities leading up to Regional AIDS Testing Day continues in Castle Bruce. Hello, welcome to this edition of National Focus. I'm Kimani St.
And I'm Prisca Julien. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
When you think about it, food is life. That's why people come to Dominica. They don't only come for the waterfall or the scenery or the views, but it's the flavor. Sometimes it is just what they can taste. The flavors that we have here, you can't find anywhere in the world. They are truly unique. I've been in business 17 years and I see so many guests come and go. My business is to put a smile on their face and something good in their belly. Everything we serve here is local. It comes from all over Dominica. So we get fresh lettuce or vegetable or fish from Santover, all our product from the farm. Sometimes go on the farm and have them pick. The uniqueness of the experience is in how authentic it is. I heard the taxi driver promoting my plantain chips. I said, that's the best plantain chips I ever have. I don't have to go and put on TV. Money is not everything, but leaving customer with a smile, friendly service, and they will come back. This is the real Dominica. I'm just proud to be a part of it. My name is Maurice Smith. They call me Rudy. Tourism is my business.
Thanks for staying with us. 14 Dominican students are recipients of scholarships from the government of Cuba to pursue studies in medicine and engineering. A small ceremony to present the scholarships was held at the Cuban Embassy on Wednesday. Cuba's ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Juan Carlos Frometa de la Rosa, is proud that his country has been able to assist Dominica and other countries in human resource development for several years.
As I always say, Cuba do not have oil, do not have diamond. We have the capacity to prepare human research. And this is what we share with Dominica. So in the next weeks, 14 Dominican students will go to Cuba to study medicine, engineer, health technology, and other careers.
For the past 39 years, Dominican students have traveled to Cuba to pursue studies in various fields. The Honorable Minister for Health, a former Cuban graduate, Dr. Kenneth Daru, expressed thanks for the continued assistance of Cuba to Dominica.
We really want to thank your government in spite of the challenges that you had, still having, that every year you have honored your commitment in allowing our young people to pursue tertiary education, medicine and otherwise. As we speak, as Ambassador also said, as we speak we have close to a dozen or so of our students specializing in Cuba. Of course, this is all in an effort to boost our health service, our health product. We know that we've started a new hospital, well underway. Things are going okay for now. And then we have new modern equipment, but we also need to ensure that the human resource part of it is taken care of.
The Honorable Minister for Education and Human Resource Development, Peter Serja, noted that this relationship has produced a number of professionals who have significantly improved Dominica's human resource capacity.
We were made to believe that the monster of communism would not yield any good thing for us here in Dominica. But today, as we look back, we can say that the relationships that were established just about 39 years ago have indeed yielded for us a cadre of people who are now taking the development of our country to new frontiers. And as Ambassador said, one sharp product of that relationship is the Minister for Health, who is here with us. The relationship that was forged was premised on the development of our human resource capacity from 1978, the people and government of Cuba have assisted in a manner that we are not, it's immeasurable. We cannot quantify it.
Honorable Serja asked the students to value the opportunity and be committed to return to assist in Dominica's development. 9 students will pursue medicine, while 2 will pursue health technology, and 1 each will study civil engineering, biotechnology, and mechanical engineering.
The National HIV and AIDS Response Unit is continuing its advocacy for HIV/AIDS testing leading up to Regional Testing Day carded for June 27th. Regional HIV Testing Day has been held every year since 2008 throughout the Caribbean to raise awareness of HIV/AIDS and to urge more people to get tested. Coordinator of National HIV/AIDS Response Unit, Alison Samuel, described one of the activities held in the Castlebruce constituency ahead of Regional Testing Day.
NAP supported the Maho River Health Center, which is part of the Castlebruce Health District, last week Tuesday, the 13th of June, for the Regional Testing Day activities. That was just one of the activities because they started on the 6th and then they continued through to the 15th. And at Maho River, we met a number of people there waiting when we arrived, and immediately we started interacting. And we had a really intense and really good education session. We were able to talk about HIV, its mode of transmission, how it's prevented. Some of the people waiting had some very interesting questions as to the origin of HIV, and they were really intrigued by the transmission process because I guess, it gives them the opportunity to get rid of some of the myths and misconceptions that they themselves have.
Samuel remarked that the seminar was well received.
What caused a lot of interest also was the human papillomavirus. A lot of people were intrigued by that virus and what it causes, its contribution to cervical cancer, penile cancer, anal cancer, oropharyngeal cancers, and the female condom also was another interesting commodity that a lot of people wanted to know more about. We actually had one of the clients explain why it is not a preferred choice of condom.
She says these testing day activities provide a one-on-one transfer of information.
It was a really interesting interactive day with the community members, and what I noted was when I asked them at the beginning how many people were there for the first time, a number of people who were there indicated that they had not tested before. And when I inquired of them what was their reason for choosing to test for the first time, they had different responses. For example, a young man said he was just passing by and the nurse influenced his decision, which is very good because we constantly hope that healthcare providers will encourage people to get tested, particularly first-time testers. Other people indicated that they just wanted to know their status, or they had friends who had tested before and they were interested in knowing what was going on with themselves. So it was, a really good session.
The HIV/AIDS unit will also provide support to the Dominica Planned Parenthood on Friday, June 23rd.
In more news, the Honorable Parliamentary Representative for the Grand Bay constituency, Justina Charles, is pleased with the progress of road developments in her area. GIS News visited the sites of the ongoing work, and Prisca Julien filed this report.
Government, through the Ministry of Constituency Empowerment, has allocated $11 million for the improvement of secondary roads in constituencies across the island. In the constituency of Grand Bay, where a number of roads have already been upgraded through this program, the Honorable MP is reporting that a few more projects are near completion.
We spent $108,000 in the road just by where we just came by Maribal. And as she said, this is a road that was never really paved because from the time the land the lots were sold to people that they've built there, but the access to the area has been a little challenging. Transport would not go up there to drop them because the road condition was very, very bad. So I just thought that it was time that we dealt with it. And as government, and we are moving into improving the road access across the island, these definitely form part of the one that I had to do in the Grand Bay constituency. So I'm happy that at least I can bring access, better access to most of the residential area so the people can feel free and it can be safer, less risk of injury.
Mary Barron, who has lived on this particular street for over 40 years, is grateful for better access to her home.
The time I speaking for the road, that road today, and I see the all time pass, no government never make no road, no action for us. Then I talk to my pirate, oh my God, I pray, and I telling you, Prime Minister Roosevelt Spirit, day and night, if you come at my home, I can lock my home right now, lighting for Prime Minister Roosevelt Spirit, and it's he that helped to send my pirate to see about my road today. And today I am proud of my road.
Honorable Charles says the restoration of this road was imperative, particularly for the number of elderly persons living in the area.
We have a few elderly persons living lower down in the area. We have quite a few houses in that area, so people access that area. And it was very difficult for vehicles to traverse to go down there. If the ambulance were to come and get the elderly people living lower down, or those who are not able, not very ambulant, it would have been very difficult. So I just thought we needed to pay some attention to this road.
Another area in Grand Bay, Balapak, originally intended for agricultural purposes, has quickly developed into a residential area. In light of the emergent settlement, which required proper road access, the Grand Bay MP says response to traveling stresses of the constituents were promptly addressed.
What we find is that there has been a lot of residential buildings being constructed, and so the need for the road became even more important, and the request for improving the roads there became a constant cry. And so what we've done is we've done it incrementally. We started at the entrance of Capesh to come in.
That stretch of road is approximately 420 meters long, a rehabilitation project costing over $370,000. The Honorable MP informed that this project has afforded employment opportunities for a number of young men.
I gave 2 contractors the job to do, so that at least that would allow opportunity for engaging more people. And the amount of young men from Grand Bay that has been employed, quite a few of them members of SACIS and other persons have been engaged.
The Balapak Road project, which is expected to be complete in about 2 weeks' time, is one with which Honorable Charles has expressed great satisfaction.
I am impressed with the work that Bernard John Baptiste has been doing. He has done quite a bit. In fact, most of the road that we've done from the entrance of Capesh to come in here, he has been the contractor, and I think he has been very cooperative, and the way in which he's doing the work, I think I'm satisfied with the quality of the work.
The aim of government is to rehabilitate all roads across the island through its recently launched Constituency Road Rehabilitation Program.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I believe in the natural order of things. I believe in the harmony of things. You know, in everything we do, we have to keep it natural. I've been doing farming for now over a decade. My day is very hectic, but I make it light. You know, because I enjoy what I do. I enjoy producing the best quality goods and to make sure that the people that receive it, they receive the best that they can ever get. Right from the farm, everything that I grow, I process them back into the farm so that these same things that grow in the farm is what protects the farm. Tourism is my business. You know, it's not just dealing with the foreigners that come in, but it's preparing those things that when they come, they can feel and taste the difference in coming to this exotic island. And it starts with the farmer, because we provide the things that they eat, that they taste, that they drink. I believe in my heart that it's my responsibility to provide quality. My name is Tony Alves, and tourism is my business.
The National Youth Council of Dominica will host its 12th annual National Youth Awards this weekend. The main objective of the National Youth Council is the empowerment of youth through advocacy. According to NYC Communications Officer Paul Barron, the National Youth Awards is a means of highlighting the achievement of Dominica's youth.
The National Youth Council every year holds a national award for young persons deserving recognition for their success, for them being successful in different categories. There are 18 categories to include academic, sports, faith-based. There's one for the Kalinago youth. There's also one for an individual who is differently abled, but still making modest strides for themselves. There are a number of other areas. So what we have found is that those recognitions or holding this award has had such an impact on young persons that they constantly look forward to it on an annual basis. Thereby, the need to host it in collaboration with our partners or sponsors. We feel that it's an excellent opportunity for the nominees to feel great about what they have done, in the sense that even within the Dominica context, that you can achieve universal success for themselves.
Baron encouraged young people to participate in the event, which is carried for this Saturday at the Dominica State College.
It will be held at the Dominica State College Auditorium. That will be on Saturday, June 24th at 6 p.m. We expect in attendance the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Roosevelt Scarrett. We also expect His Excellency Charles Sovereign and Mrs. Sovereign in attendance. The feature address will be given by Honorable Justina Charles, and also we'd expect speeches from Jaiza Benwa, Senator, and also out of the DYBT office, McManara and Joseph. Altogether, all these people in one place culminating and synergizing with young people is going to create an excellent opportunity for everyone. We want to encourage the participation of the public, but also in particular young persons throughout Dominica.
And finally, this news time, the Government Information Service was pleased to welcome students of the TC Sunbeam Preschool to our studios on Tuesday. Here are a few scenes and sounds from their visit as they explored what it's like working in the media.
Before we leave, here is one announcement. The general public is hereby informed that National Day of Community Service application forms are now available. Forms can be collected at the Department of Local Government and Community Development on High Street or at any village council office. Please note that the deadline for submission of all forms is on or before July 7th, 2017. And that's the English segment of the news. Shaakira Pierre is up next with Creole Highlights.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel Creole, nom c'est Shaakira Pierre. Mercredi 14 juin, tapé Scholarship of People de Republic of Cuba pour commencer l'école en Cuba en septembre. Depuis Dominique établit relations avec Cuba, éducation et santé, c'est des manières comment Cuba kawele Dominique. Nouvel gouvernement parle et puis ministre éducation, Honorable Prisca Julien.
Tous les années à l'Essala, nous avons une célébration Sala. Et on a changé depuis 1978 qui Dominique établit relation avec Cuba. Et depuis l'Essala, tous les années, nous avons vu que jeune Jean Dominique a trouvé scholarship pour éduquer Koyo. Aujourd'hui, il est très important pour nous comprendre que quand nous avons grandi et bâti l'hôpital neuf et quand nous avons grandi l'éducation en Dominique, qui ces jeunes gens qui ont allé étudier en Cuba, nous en parmi d'eux, ça nous a créé des gens qui ont fait spécialiste. Ça veut dire nous avons besoin de gens pour travailler à l'hôpital là en différents départements. Et il est nécessaire pour nous traîner ces gens à nous pas ni pour dépendre en les moun l'autre pays.
Honorable Serja, oui, monsieur Cuba, pour ça, yo ka continue pour faire ba Dominique.
Comme ministre éducation, moi voulais remercier République Cuba et gouvernement et moun République Cuba pour contribution yo ka fait pour développer ça, nous ka créer human resource capacity nous. Puisque sans yo, nous te ni un grand vacuum en Dominique. Et mon ka croire qui continuer travailler avec Cuba qui nous que plus jeunes gens qui aller en Cuba pour éduquer koyo.
À d'autres nouvelles, directeur trade Marfan Walter a encouragé planter pour prendre opportunité là pour trade en l'Amérique. Walter a parlé pendant un séminaire pour éduquer les gens qui ont affaires agriculture, comme régulation pour produits et puis régime fouet pour exporter à l'Amérique. Walter dit que le gouvernement mettait mise en place pour aider planter. Walter aussi dit que le gouvernement bâtit des cailles en roseau et puis guantans pour planter vini van produits. Programme certification et puis Bureau of Standards Dominica a travaillé pour joindre ces standards là. Il a encouragé pour travailler ensemble et puis gouvernement pour entrer ces marchés là. Et puis finalement, 73 étudiants graduate Hot Dominica Grammar School lundi. Famille et puis amis joignent à Our House of Culture pour célébrer et puis voir yo di au revoir à l'école qui prépare yo pour l'avenir. Ministre de l'Éducation, Prisca Julien a dit que le gouvernement a continué pour investir en éducation et puis voulait tous les étudiants faire bon à l'école. Speaker en cérémonie là, Alvin Knight, qui était aussi allé à l'école Grammar School, dit ces étudiants là pour garder qui décision yo faire passer décision ça là qui décide si yo connaît succès et puis taper ça yo voulait. Étudiants là qui sorti plus haut qui les tous encourager les amis pour faire bien et puis souhaiter un bon succès. Ça c'est tout pour Nouvelle à Creole. Non, moi c'est Shaakira Pierre. Au revoir.
Coming up next, know how to treat contaminated water in time of disaster.
When water is of questionable purity, it is easiest to use bottled water for drinking and cooking if it is available. When it's not available, it is important to know how to treat contaminated water. In addition to having a bad odor and taste, water from questionable sources may be contaminated by a variety of microorganisms, including bacteria and parasites that cause diseases such as dysentery, cholera, typhoid, and hepatitis. All water of uncertain purity should be treated before use. Use one or a combination of these treatments.
Filter. Filter the water using a piece of cloth or coffee filter to remove soil particles. Boil. Bring it to a rolling boil for about 1 full minute. Cool it and pour it back and forth between 2 clean containers to improve its taste before drinking it. And chlorinate. Add 16 drops or 1/8 teaspoon of liquid chlorine bleach per gallon of water. Stir to mix and let stand for 30 minutes. If it smells of chlorine, you can use it. If it does not smell of chlorine, repeat the process and smell it again. If it smells of chlorine, you can use it. If it does not smell of chlorine, discard it and find another source of water. Also note that flawed water can also be contaminated by toxic chemicals. Do not try to treat flawed water. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm.
Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I am Prisca Julien.
And I'm Kimani St. Thank you for watching.